met you in the club, okay? And you like the movie Django. You are the character of Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know the exact like terminology, but like not Uncle Tom, but like Uncle Tommy, or like you were a complete
My cousin.
sellout.
I'm just saying. Montgomery, that's my can. I don't know. But we coming at y'all with another reaction. 3 in 1 day is crazy, but your boy out here grinding. This is a C-SPAN, just an interview. People were calling in just to give their opinions on what was going on, and I wanted to show this because I kind of felt some type of way about it. People are calling in talking crazy, so I wanted y'all to hear this, and let's get a quick reaction from it.
To go with 2 suitcases and $1,500. Not an idea what I was going to do. No family. No, I don't have parents that went to college. I was literally on my own and I had to figure it out. I worked 3 jobs to get through college. Then I got pregnant, so unfortunately I did not finish. But then I was like, wow, instead of sitting here and waiting on government assistance to come and help me take care of me.
Damn,
and
do
my
we got
kids,
the same
what
glasses
can
on?
I do
Y'all see that
to
shit?
therefore uplift us and make
shit
it
crazy.
so that I have the freedom to raise my child and not worry about money. And that's, of course, when I invested all of my time into Conserve the Culture and grew it into a business that allowed me to take care of my daughter. So I can't go for the complaints. I can't go for the excuses. I can't go for the woe is me. I wholeheartedly agree that if you want something bad enough, you are
Gotta
going to
work for
work
it.
your ass off.
For sure. Can't be given.
Aaron, independent.
It's a lot of
Upper
people's problem in
Marlboro,
our
Maryland.
society
Good morning.
nowadays. They want things given to
Good
them.
morning. Thanks for taking my call. I would like to address my comment to Mrs. Montgomery. If she doesn't know how she's in her current station of life based on resources or
What are you yapping about, dude?
housing taxes or just her luck of the draw, I agree you're not very smart. Thanks for taking my call.
Bro.
Aaron,
Bro didn't say
what are you
anything.
talking about?
Like,
What
yeah,
do
what
you
is he?
mean?
Exactly. Let's sound smarter when we ask the question, please.
Well, yeah, you made a comment earlier when you were living in Nevada and you moved to Atlanta. I don't know if it was my resources in Nevada because I guess they had pretty good school systems.
Actually, we
or
Nevada was ranked
property.
very low when it comes to education. It just so happened
Well,
that
you-
our
you
government
said you
allocates
don't
our
know.
dollars better. But go ahead.
But initially you said you didn't know if you were smarter. But if you think resources
In
and
regards to
property
how I
taxes and
feel
the
my
luck of
level
the
of
draw has
intelligence
nothing-
is in
Can I
relation to
finish?
the
I
people
mean,
that I've met out here.
Yeah, Michaela, let him
Cooking.
finish. Go ahead, Aaron.
I'm sorry for talking while you're interrupting. Well, you go ahead. Carry on.
I think I
I made
understand
my
what you're getting.
statement. I stand
You
by
were, okay, you heard my sentiments earlier in which I said I moved out here, and I don't want to say that I feel like I'm smarter than anybody else, but was it the resources that were allocated to me? Was it the fact that I got lucky with amazing teachers? Da, 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 da. Nevada ranks very low on education, so let's not act like, oh, all of a sudden I'm not smart. No, I noticed that even with Nevada being ranked so low in education, I felt like the quality of education that I received was much better than the ones that
You
kids are
keep
receiving out
leaving
here.
out the property taxes.
Okay, property taxes. Property taxes. So
Bro,
are you
what is
telling
your
me
point
that
in
with all
calling?
the black wealth,
Education.
with all the black wealth that exists
You called
here
to talk-
in Atlanta,
just
with all the
speak
black millionaires
nonsense,
that live
bro.
here in Atlanta, why in the world do 92% of APS students are illiterate? Make it make sense. And we have Democratic mayors, we have Democratic city council members, we have Democratic commissioners, and for whatever reason, 92% of the kids here cannot read. That
Damn.
statistic did not exist in Nevada.
Hey,
So
she
again,
cooking for
I don't
real,
know
and that
if
shit
it
is
was
sad
the
as
fact
hell.
that I
Cause
got lucky.
I
can't
remember
say
seeing
that,
something
oh
in
my
Tennessee,
gosh,
and it was
teachers
saying
that suck
something
out
like
here. I would never demean
I don't know
our
if it was like
educators here in Atlanta.
25
But
or
what
some
college
20
is the
something
numbers,
percent
sir.
of
And so while
like
you wanna call
middle
me not
schoolers
smart,
weren't
please
going
tell
to the
me
next
what your
grade. That
side
shit is
has done
insane to
to
me.
fix the
What the
illiteracy
fuck,
rate
bro?
that
My
we
parents
see in
would
our
whoop
black
my.
children. Absolutely nothing. And in fact, not only have they not done anything to address the illiteracy issue, but then they're further confusing their kids by confusing your kids by telling them that men can give birth, by telling them
Yeah,
that there's 53
don't get me
genders,
started.
and that by telling them that your love for your best friend must mean
Hey,
that you are
hey, the
gay,
Democratic Party is some
pansexual,
fucking
asexual.
weird
Kids
ass
under the
motherfuckers,
age of
man.
anything
Oh,
high
they
school
folks is
should not
weird,
be
bro.
thinking anything sexual, period. Sexual should not even be in their vocabulary.
Exactly.
So
What
for
are we
you to say
talking
that
about?
I'm not smart because I'm willing to call out all of the degeneracy that exists
Exactly
within
what
our
it
current
is.
education system only points to your lack of intelligence and your lack of initiative to actually do something in regards to saving our children
Cook him.
and saving our schools.
That's what you
All right,
get,
let's
bro.
talk to
Don't
Sam
call into a
in
show
Rome,
talking
Georgia,
nonsense, my
Democrat.
guy.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, good morning. And I have a question I want to ask her first. And then, if you will indulge me, I do have a comment I'd like to make after I hear her, question, her answer to my question.
Sure, go ahead.
Before we get into it, too, remember she did all that complaining about the lack of education, but we also have a Republican governor here who had a hand in that as well. So it goes both ways. Anyway,
Right.
I want to ask her. She touts herself as a smart person, so let's test it. What is the mitigating factor that made the Democratic South turn over to the Republican Party? And I'm
What
waiting
made
for
the
your answer.
Democratic South turn over to the Republican Party?
What is the mitigating?
I don't know what answer you're looking for.
Yeah, what do
and I
you
wouldn't
want
know
for-
how
what
to
is the answer?
that,
What do
but
you-
I can say,
Well,
again,
why are you
I can
asking
speak to
that?
my personal experiences, sir. So for people to question my intelligence as if my life is somehow invalid is very interesting to me. 'Cause
So,
again,
so
That's
Sam,
what they
go
do.
ahead with
That's
your
what they
point.
do.
Yes,
I
please.
believe you're talking
Anybody
about
that's
the
a
right
person
side.
of color that's a Republican,
The answer to
they
the
call you
question
stupid.
is
So
the Civil Rights
you
Act.
get used
the
to
same
it.
Civil Rights Act that was
Act
authored by Republicans? Okay.
Exactly.
But can I finish?
Which was
please?
pressured by Republicans
Okay.
for the Democrats
The
to
act
sign,
that gave
actually.
you the right to
We don't
sit
talk about
in
that.
the chair that you're sitting in right now and vote. People in the city that you just moved into 10 years ago died for that cause. There are
But that
people
don't mean.
still
But that don't mean I have to. Okay, that don't mean you have to vote a certain way. They fought for the right for you to vote. They didn't fight for the right for you to vote a certain way, and that's where people get that shit confused, dog.
for that same cause as
In
we
America?
speak. That in America, they were in the southern part of this state to which I live and I love. They caught people trying to fake the electors in this state in the Republican Party.
We also caught illegals
So-
with IDs and trying to vote,
So
but I guess we wouldn't
if you
acknowledge
will
that.
look at
Yep,
if
that
you
ain't even
will
gonna be talked
look
about.
at the history to which I'm sure you claim to know or you do know the history of your state.
I have a wild feeling, bro is finna say some crazy shit. He's about to call her every name under the book. I can just tell from his voice. He's about to call her every name under the book. He does not like her.
You should be aware that people have died for the cause to vote. And now the people
People
that
also
are
died for the
aggressive,
cause for us to
people-
read.
Hold on, Kayla. Let him finish.
May I finish?
Damn, I don't like, bro. Y'all are sitting up here letting him talk crazy to her, and he's like, let him finish, bro. He's talking crazy, bro. He's not finna speak on my name, calling me dumb. No, he's talking crazy.
Should have taught you a little better than to interrupt.
All right, Sam,
us.
just go ahead and
Thank
finish
you.
your point.
Thank you.
But the people that have died for this cause are still fighting for the same cause. Now it's okay
You can vote.
if you want to be Republican or Democrat.
Nobody's fighting for the right to
but
vote,
not
brother.
These Republicans, they are of a different ilk. They are of a different structure. They are the same structure that left the Democratic Party to come to the now Republican Party. And
So
that's my
what about the
comment.
Democrats
Sam.
that are in office now?
Go
They're
ahead.
just
All right,
perfect
so let's
saints?
start with the 1964 Civil Rights Act, or the
crazy.
Voting Rights Act, correct? That was all a ploy by Lyndon B. Johnson to get black people to support the Democratic Party
the next 60 years.
200 years. And unfortunately, the tactic worked because much like you
'Cause
heard
we're
our caller
stupid.
say, they're still fighting for the right to vote. There's not one
Yeah.
American citizen
The right to
without
vote, bruh.
felony who does not have the right to vote. All you need is an ID, and you can go vote.
Hey, it's getting to the point where you don't even need an ID anymore, bro. It's getting to that point. They trying to push no ID voting.
Also didn't acknowledge the fact that while he's saying we had fake electors, we also had fake citizens going to vote in our election. So, of
Which is
course,
why they're allowing all these people over here. Well, because they know that they could easily win from those people they let over here.
Yes, we just won't talk about election
Simple.
integrity in that sense. Next, the ploy to get black people to vote for them for the next 200 years was a fear tactic because, again, black people then thought that if they did not vote Democrat, they would
lose their
lose their
vote.
right to vote. And even though Ronald Reagan came in,
Which, if you think about nowadays, they kind of still push that. They push like, oh, the Republicans aren't for the black people. The Republicans are communists. The Republicans are gonna make this country communist. All right, it's a fear tactic. Notice, it's happened, like she said, since the '60s. And people like me, you grow up in black households, you believe that shit. Unless you do your research, you believe that shit. Shit. In 2016, I remember we was like, hey, if Trump win, they sending us back. You know what I'm saying? And then back to where? This is our country. Type shit. So it's all a fear tactic.
to take away black people's right to vote. For whatever reason, Democrats, every election season, get up and talk voter suppression, protect your right to vote. Black people died.
When there hasn't been, bro, when was the last time somebody force you to vote a certain way, or voter suppression. You're not getting a chance to vote, bro. Anybody can vote. You can vote. You can vote in anything other than presidency as well. People, for some reason, people think they only have to vote president. Bro, get your ass out there and vote for the fucking city council. That's what you really need to be voting for. Stop being scared of these scary tactics, dog. It's not true.
Black people also died for the right to read. So I wish a lot of you would please go read the Willie Lynch letters. I wish a lot of you would go read more about Jim Crow and how, the systems were set up to basically make us believe that we were victims for the rest of our lives.
It's still that today.
Let's talk about the migrant.
I'm not no victim.
How it relates to the 1964
I'm not no victim at all.
Voting Rights Act, correct? The Voting Rights Act was put in place so that black people would be a loyal Democratic voting base. Black people are now leaving the Democratic Party.
Wait. Kayla, you're saying that the only reason the Civil Rights Act was
That's not what she's saying.
Was
I'm not
her
saying
votes?
No. The major portion of said legislation was the fact that it gave black people the right to vote.
Yeah.
Right? And Democrats touted the fact that they gave black people the right to vote. They then used fear-mongering.
But it wasn't
to make
just
black people
Democrats.
believe that
It was
if
a
they did not
bipartisan
vote
bill,
Democrat, they would lose their right to vote and
That's what
whatever
people
other
don't know.
rights and resources that were granted to them by these Democrats. Correct? Now that you see black people leaving the Democratic Party, now that you see black people calling out the Democratic Party,
Which
now
we
that
do
you
on a
see
daily
black
basis.
people tired of living in the same conditions that they were in when the bill was signed.
Yep.
They no longer have that loyal voting base. So you know what they're doing now? Now they're opening
Allowing
the borders.
people in.
They're letting these migrants in. They're giving them these
shit's
welcome
sad,
packages
dog.
full of food stamps, housing assistance.
Of our fucking money, bro.
Whatever else, housing and
Our
clothing,
fucking
whatever
money,
else
bro.
it
And
is
don't give
they
us
need, that
nothing.
they need in order to come over here and live comfortably. Why?
Don't give us a
Because now
damn
when you have
thing.
these illegal migrants coming over here, and it's clear that the Republicans are like, no, get them out. Now you have a new loyal voting base who's like, oh God, if we don't vote for the Democrats, we're not only going to lose our right
Hey,
to vote,
she
but we're
cooking,
also
y'all.
gonna lose our
She's
citizenship
cooking, y'all.
as well. It's
She's
never
cooking.
been a thing where we're going to do this for the betterment of the black community or the Latino community. It's always been we're going to do this so that we can stay in power, and we're going to manipulate the masses into believing that we are for them. And even though they will continue to vote for us, we will never do anything for them, but we will play on their feelings for stuff that we did 60 years ago.
Yep.
Okay,
Not okay.
and Dave,
And people are starting to wake up. We don't believe it anymore. We don't believe it anymore. Yo, I literally recorded that video and I was looking through the shorts, and this video right here popped up. And I guess they edited it out of the video we watched originally. But let me just say, if you are not a person of color, if you are not black, don't raise your voice to call somebody black a sellout. Don't raise your voice to call somebody black Uncle Tom. Don't raise your voice to say you are the black dude, the black slave in Django. Don't you ever say that shit in your fucking life. What is wrong with you? This is why we have a problem with the Democratic Party. If we don't agree with what you say, we're a sellout. Shit's ridiculous.
Never gonna let you in the club, okay? And you like the movie Django. You are the character of Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know the exact terminology, but not Uncle Tom, but Uncle Tommy, or you were a complete sellout.
First of all,
Sellout.
it sounded like that was a non-black person telling me that. So as
Racist.
a Democrat, that sounds pretty racial and pretty divisive. Next, it's
You know,
very
it's crazy.
interesting that
I guarantee you he's one of those people that call Trump racist. Just put money on it.
I, again, would be called names or be compared to fictional characters because of who I choose to support. Again, these people who are calling and making these derogatory statements about me, who I choose to support, are denying the fact that, again, who are you to tell me that my personal experience is invalid? I think that that's something that a lot of Democrats need to look within, because how have you tried? Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips, and has not tried to do anything
Cooking,
about
but now
our
she
failing
wants to.
education system.
My
So
problem is he just said, Uncle, I'm still tripping off that. You have no place to call someone something like that. I'm just saying. You want to call Trump racist and you just said some crazy ass shit like that? Man, get him out of here. C-SPAN, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better.